Cousin Greg as the opening was just brilliantly executed. I mean, like, you are in a heavy atmosphere in Washington with senators about to interrogate you, and suddenly you say,
assistant to Tom Wamsgans, correct?
Yes. Yes, if it is to be said.
I'm sorry.
If it is to be said, so it is.
Waystar Rocco is in the midst of a sexual harassment case, and they have two options. Option one is that they find a person to blame and take all the consequences, imprisonment, etc. Option two is that they can go private, but they need to close a deal for that. In the end of episode 9, Logan says it's time for blood sacrifice, and I immediately thought, oh shit, they're gonna put Ken in the blame. No. These shareholders think that Logan should be the blood sacrifice, and personally I think it's the appropriate decision to make because he's the captain of the ship, and as a leader you are responsible for your people whether they do positive or negative things. And in this episode we see a less asshole, more emotionally bound Logan. They show him missing his wife Marsha and doing this desperate move, offering a deal to Stewie and getting rejected by him. Family goes into this mini break on their fancy boat and they have this big breakfast meeting, which to me embodies the Last Supper, and they start to talk about loyal servants and later on starts to point out which person they think should be the blood sacrifice. Eventually they come up with Tom as the sacrifice, which is even backed by Shiv. So the reasoning is that he's the head of cruises, he has his missing documents, and he's kind of family but not really, which is so surprising to hear from his wife Shiv. Does it mean that she doesn't consider Tom as a direct family member even if they are married? That is something to talk about. And interestingly enough, nobody points out to Ken to be the blood sacrifice. Honestly, at this point, I don't know what to think anymore. I'm just very intrigued to see who is the most logical person to be the sacrifice, or are they gonna find another way, a private deal to help them go private. And comes in Stewie, but as we all know, it's a no deal. Let's take a moment to talk about Roman Roy, whom I think has the most satisfying character turn of the entire season. He shifted emotionally. Remember, there was a sibling moment where after his terrorist attack, he wants to talk about feelings now and they make fun of him. Second, intellectually, he appears to have more business acumen now when he stood up and said no deal to a potential 10 billion deal that will help them go private. And third, he cares more. He defends Jerry when people are pointing at her to be the sacrifice. He defends Ken when he learned that Ken is going to be the blood sacrifice. And then he gets a promotion. He is now the solo COO. So kudos, Roro. I think that Shiv and Tom is one of the most interesting dynamic in the entire show. We have Shiv, who is the dominant character, and Tom, who is submissive to whatever Shiv wants. But this episode, we get a slight turn from Tom, where he can now say no and express his real emotions to Shiv, his wife. We get this drama scene on the beach with the two of them where Tom says, I wonder if I would be less sad without you than when I'm with you. Ooh, that's gotta sting a lot for Shiv, but this is her turning point in defending her husband from being the blood sacrifice. Shiv has been manipulative and selfish this season, and she's instrumental to Logan's decision in making Ken the blood sacrifice. And I think that in this episode, Shiv's potential reign to take the big seat ended when she and her dad Logan had this conversation, and he was forcing her to make a decision between Tom or Ken, and she couldn't make a decision, and that was a no deal for Dad. Logan decides Ken will be the blood sacrifice, and Ken asks him, do you think I would have done it, the big seat? And Logan says, you're not a killer, you need to be a killer, but maybe nowadays you don't. So this implies that Logan thinks his son would have done it, given that this is a new era, and of course that was a satisfying answer for Ken. And then we move on to the scene. They are setting up the press conference, and I was looking at the time and I saw there's 6 minutes left, and I knew it. Yes, there's gonna be a twist, and Kendall is gonna be a killer now. Logan is gonna get a taste of his own medicine. Ken is in the same spot where he was in season 2 episode 1, only this time he's in a winning position. I mean, like, he's less weak and kind of more back to his original Ken, because the show weaved that off him and gradually weaved that back to him in season 2. Now Ken is in the advantage because he has the next move, and soon enough he delivers the kill and sacrifices his father Logan. And Logan puts on this very expressive smile that kind of looks like he's saying with his eyes, I'm proud of you. You're ready, son. So what's gonna happen next? Let me know your predictions below in the comments, guys. But meanwhile, let's discuss some predictions for season 3. Of course, they're gonna have the shareholder meeting and they're gonna appoint the next CEO, but who will it be? The most logical would be Jerry or Ken, so let's discuss. Option 1 is Jerry. She knows the business for a long time and she is Logan's second hand. Option 2 is Ken. He could reign for a bit, but would probably be taken down by Roman. I don't know. Option 3, Logan stays. I mean, the bad guys always stay longer. I don't know, maybe he cuts a deal and gets out as usual. And remains the captain of the ship. Option 4, okay, this is like, I don't think this is gonna happen in season 3, but Greg, his character development since the beginning of the show is on an upward trajectory, and I think that he could be the successor in the end, like in the last seasons, and they're just building him up. They even joked about it on the boat, so is that an Easter egg? We will see. Option 5, a shareholder becomes the temporary CEO. Option 6, Stewie. So, okay, let me know what you think of this. I think that Stewie will stick around longer. You know, in the opening credits of the show, in the last few seconds where they show Logan's back in the boardroom, and there's 4 other people with him, and I think that was Jerry, Roro, Stewie, and one more guy which is blurred, so I'm not sure if I got it right, but you guys should watch that and let me know who was that below. So I think Stewie is gonna stick around longer and gonna have a bigger role in the company. Yeah. Option 7, Rhea. She walked out because of Logan. Now Logan's gone, maybe she will walk back in. Could be, could not. But yeah, what do you guys think? And I think in season 3, Shiv is gonna have a divorce with Tom, or I don't know, this something is gonna happen with their relationship that's gonna destroy them and is gonna put them in a bad situation. Anyway, please answer our question of the day. Who do you think is gonna be the next CEO and why? Let me know in the comments below, and I will see you guys next time.